Hi guys, it's your Island Girl and I'm back with another one for you today. And this one is coming, that I'm checking out, it's coming all the way from Sweden. So one of my new fam to the chan from Sweden said, Island Girl, gotta check this one out. So this one is Jona Hinton. I hope I said her name. Is Jona Hinton. I'm getting this one from her channel, so go over her and show her some love. The link for this video will be in the description below. So they say, Island Girl, you have to check this out. And this one said, living with the dark winters in Sweden, midnight sun and polar nights. All right. So I'm eager, excited, because as you know, I am diving into Sweden. If you haven't checked out my video as yet for all the things that Sweden invented, and also the geography now, giving just an overview of the history and culture, food and all of that about Sweden. The link for these will be in the video. All right, so I'm not gonna talk any longer. I'm excited to see this one. Here we go. Oh, how could I? If you're new to my channel and it's your first time here, come on in right back with a smile on your face and enjoy. To my regular schmegler, day one, sweetie pie, sweetie poos, come on in. Right back. Put a smile on your face with this Island Girl and enjoy. Let's get into this video. Here we go now. All right.
My name is Jonna.
Jonna. Okay.
And I live in the north of Sweden.
Ooh, it's pretty. She's the nug. Ooh. Aww.
Sweden is a country with a lot of light.
Wow.
And it's also a country with a lot of darkness. It all depends on what season it is.
Okay. Ooh, this is pretty.
Just like many other countries in the northern hemisphere, there is a strong contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter. In the winter, it's dark almost all the time.
Oh, wow.
And in the summer, it's light all the time. During the summer in the very north of Sweden, the sun never sets between the end of May until the middle of July. So you can see the sun 24 hours a day, and that is called the midnight sun.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So, guys, I live here in the US in Alaska. And it's like she's describing exactly what takes place here. Sorry. Because in the summertime, Alaska is considered here as the land of the midnight sun. Crazy. Not to mention, when I saw the lights a while ago, we call them the northern lights. Oh, baby. You know, it's so beautiful here when you see that. Because right now, just like she said, the sun sits and it's like it never goes down. Even at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're still seeing the sunlight here in Alaska. It's a beauty to behold. So I know I'm going to be excited for this video right here. We just came out of our winter, so yeah, the darkness, we're getting into the light now. And oh boy.
And then, during the winter in the very north of Sweden, it's the opposite. For a couple of weeks, the sun never rises above the horizon, which means that there is no sunlight for about a month. And that is called the polar night.
Ours is not that drastic.
These extreme contrasts in light is caused by the rotation of the Earth in relation to the position of the sun. And the further north you go, the bigger the contrast. I live in the middle north of Sweden, and if I'm lucky and it's a clear sky, I can see the sun above the treetops for about an hour during the darkest time of the year. It's the middle of the day, and this is how high the sun goes up now. It's just a little bit over the horizon, or over the trees. But winters like this one, when it's been cloudy every day, I actually didn't see a glimpse of the sun for over a month. But just a few days ago, now in the beginning of January, I got to feel the sun on my face again. This is the first glimpse of the sun that we see in over a month. Do you see this?
Crazy!
And that feeling, when you begin to feel the sunlight again in January, is always overwhelming. It's like seeing the sun for the first time in your life.
Man, look at all the snow as far as the eyes can see.
Even if it can be hard sometimes with these kinds of light conditions, I really love it and I would never want to change it. I think the light is never as beautiful as it is during these most extreme times of the year. When it's summer, I usually change my rhythm and stay up all nights and then sleep in the forenoon instead. The light is so beautiful in the middle of the night, and as a filmmaker and photographer, it's like a dream to be out and capture the beauty of the bright nights of June.
Look at this, man. Wow. It seems so surreal. It's so beautiful. Like I said, it reminds me here. We're just coming out of the winter month because it's May. It's what? We're almost going into May. Here is what? April 20 something. And we still have snow on the ground, still melting. And I'm telling you, it's a sight to behold because I'm looking at the mountains yesterday and my son was like, Mommy, it's picture perfect with all the snow on it. It just looks so beautiful. So just looking at this, but our winter is not that. We do get sunlight. If you go all the way up north, like here, yeah, there days and weeks without the sun. But jeez, it is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. I love it. That's one of the reasons why I love Alaska too. It's different. Winter, summer.
And then in the winter, even if we don't get so much sunlight, we at least get a few hours of twilight during the day. And that light is the most beautiful kind of daylight that I know. It's like experiencing a long sunrise without a sun.
Wow, we don't have that. No, that is beautiful. Ooh. Wow.
And when it's a clear sky and the sun is rising just a tiny bit above the treetops, it spreads a soft and pink light all over the landscape.
Yeah.
And that is beyond beautiful.
This takes your breath away. To believe that this world is so beautiful.
Around 3 in the day, it's already getting dark, and it makes the evenings feel never-ending.
Same here. Yeah, I know that feeling all too well.
But the darkness makes us see what is never visible in the light. Because actually, we do get sunlight from thousands of suns far, far away.
Wow, look at this.
I live in a place where there's no light pollution, and the night sky is breathtaking. And for me, that is one of the reasons that I really love the winter here. And now and then, the sun sends us a greeting in the darkness. Particles from storms on the surface of the sun comes traveling towards the earth, colliding with our magnetic field and creating the aurora borealis, the northern lights that dances in the sky.
Oh God!
I can never find the right words to describe how much I love to stand under the northern lights on a cold and dark winter night. I can take the darkness any day as long as I get to see the stars and the northern lights. It makes it all worth it. But even though there is so much beauty to find in these special kinds of light conditions that we have here in the north, I would lie if I said that it's always easy to live and adapt to them, because it's not.
It's true.
Well, the summer is easy. I don't think you can have too much light. The only thing that people often ask me is if it's harder to sleep when it's light all night. It does. And for me personally, if I want to sleep during the night, I have no problem with that. And for those who do feel like it's a problem, it's easily fixed with some thick and dark curtains.
So, guys, when I saw the aurora, I can never pronounce that word. Aurora? That's what I'm talking about. I love to see it. I drive out in the night, the height of winter, just to drive and see it and just watch it dancing in the sky. It is so beautiful. And It takes your breath away. And just like she said, she cannot find words to describe it. It's the same here. Meh. I'm still trying to say that word, even though it's in my head. But guys, she is right. She is so right. When it's winter, you go to sleep. When it's light out, we call blackout curtains. We put them up and we go to bed. I know it's still bright outside, and even though I've been in Alaska for so many years, it's like I can never get used to this time of the year. It's just, but I love it. I love it.
But the winter and the darkness is definitely much more challenging.
It is.
And I can only speak from my own experience
Look
now.
at this, man.
The lack of sunlight makes me more tired, and during the darkest and coldest months, between November and March, I sometimes struggle to keep the energy up.
Wow.
It's harder to get up in the morning when it's dark outside. Our
It
body
is.
naturally want to wake up with the sun. And in the afternoon, I often get confused with the time, since the darkness makes it feel like it's much later than it actually is. And the
Yep.
lack of daylight makes me struggle more as a filmmaker, since I only have 1 hour of good light to film in a day, compared to the 24-hour of good light in the summer.
Isn't that something?
So the darkness, combined with the cold, make things a bit more challenging.
It
And I
is.
know I'm not the only one struggling to keep up the energy during this time of the year.
Yeah. So I take my kids to school, and they keep telling mommy, it's still nighttime. It's still not. I'm like, no, it's time to go to school. But it's still dark. So, it's a challenge indeed. It really is.
But of
oh my
course,
God.
there's many things you can do to make the winters a little easier.
Yes.
I want to mention a few things that helps me adapt better to the lack of sunlight. For me personally, I think that the tiredness that I feel in the winter is the hardest part. The energy level is so low sometimes. And the cure to that is not always to sleep more. It can actually be to do the opposite.
Yep.
So I try my best to keep being active and moving my body as much as I can.
Wow.
And get as much daylight as possible.
Look at that, man. Wow.
I go for long walks with my dog every day. And if the weather is good, I like to go out in the forest with my snowshoes and my camera, or go skiing.
Look at
I
this,
also
man.
love to take ice baths. It's something I started doing a few years ago, combined with breathing exercises, using the Wim Hof method, and it has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new energy when I need it the most.
What?
Going into that freezing water is actually the last thing that my body wants to do in that moment. But putting myself into that kind of discomfort is awakening something in me that helps me reset my body. Believe it or not, but cold swims and cold showers has many good health benefits. It's not for everyone, of course, and it's important to get knowledge before trying an ice bath if you have never done it before. But for me, it has been a great source of energy and joy during the winter time.
Wow.
So, I really feel a big difference in my energy levels in the winter when I move my body in some way. It doesn't need to be a full workout, but just something, a little every day, that makes you feel alive.
Man. Look.
When we can't get enough energy from the sun, I think it's even more important to make sure that we get enough energy and nutrition from our food.
Yep.
Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save for the winter when we need it the most.
What are those? Red stuff and the green stuff. I see the potatoes and the green peas. Oh, raspberries, apples.
Here in the north we have plenty of berries in the forest. So I like to pick tons of blueberries and lingonberries and put in the freezer so that we can eat berries and drink juice from berries every single day during the whole winter.
Ah. It is crazy to see that with all that snow, when summer comes around, it's gone. Wow.
I also like to pick different herbs that are good for our health and dry them to make my own tea for the winter.
Aww. She is so beautiful
One
too.
of my favorite teas to drink when it's cold and dark outside is simply made out of birch leaves.
Oh.
I pick them just as they begin to bloom in the spring, while they are still small and light green. And the tea smells and tastes just like how it smells like in the spring. And in the middle of the winter, I think it feels so comforting to have a piece of the spring to remind you of the wonderful time to come when everything is blooming and the birds are singing again. And of course, I also take vitamin D supplements since we don't get anything from the sun in many months. Even though that would never replace the sun, I believe it can help a little bit.
I agree with her because we do it here too.
The list of things you can do to handle the darkness is endless. These were just to mention a few. But I think that the most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature.
Yes.
I definitely feel a big difference in the energy during summer and winter, both in nature and in myself. And that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's just different.
She is so beautiful.
I think the winter and the darkness can cause a lot of unnecessary suffering when we are trying to force ourselves to feel the same as we do in the summer.
True.
It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel lack of inspiration. And it's okay to need more sleep and to let things slow down.
Oh, wow. Her voice is so comforting. The way she explains stuff is...
A flower would never force itself to bloom in the cold winter.
Sure won't.
So why would we? This way of thinking changed my way of dealing with the different seasons. I love the winters just as much as I love the summers. They both have their own benefits and challenges. And I think it gets much easier when we let go and accept what we feel instead of fighting it, and accept the cycles in nature and the cycles in ourselves and learn
So
to
true.
live with it, like a dance.
So... this is so beautiful! Man! The way she does this, the difference in season doing this dance, like... Look at that, man! So breathtaking, so beautiful, so calming.
So this is how it is to live with the light and the darkness in the north of Sweden, from my perspective.
Wow.
The extreme contrasts in light also creates a bigger contrast to the seasons, and they all have their own beauty.
They do.
I love the constantly changing seasons, and that you can see and feel how the light changes a little bit for every single day that goes by. The beautiful balance of light and darkness is my greatest source of inspiration, and it makes every day feel new and different.
Aww. Makes my heart happy. It's like a waterfall. Yeah, Aurora. Wow. Woo. Oh, wow. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That was beautiful, man. Just sitting here watching this, it makes me appreciate Alaska more. I am not gonna lie. She just made me appreciate where I'm at more. And by looking it through somebody else's eyes, even though she's talking about Sweden, it's like, because it's the same thing that we have here. Like I said, right now it's almost the end of April and the sun doesn't go down until around, start going down a little after 10 in the night. And then so we move up to summer. Land of the Mints, the night sun, it just sits under our horizon, doesn't go anywhere. And by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's back in the sky. I'm like, okay, what time? Sometimes you wake up, you're like, okay, just go back to sleep. But this Sweden is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And seeing it through her eyes, listen, man, there's so much to appreciate. It doesn't matter what season you're in. And look at that. Look at how she embraced each season. Man, so this was a beautiful video. I'm not gonna lie. And she is so beautiful. Her voice is so calming and soothing. Woo. Yeah. Thank you for recommending this one. I really appreciate it. More Sweden videos coming. Welcome in. Join the island fam. It's an amazing community to be in. We love to have you guys on board. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Slap the like button. Come on in. Right back. Put a smile on your face and continue to enjoy life. All right? Love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in another video.